Vedantu, and today we are going to do the heart of the tree in one shot, right? So the entire poem we will be revising in just one shot. So this is going to be a super important session for all of you. All right, guys. So let's begin our session. And of course, this is the heart of the tree from your treasure trove. I hope you have already visited the previous session where I discussed the poem in detail. Okay, so if you have anyhow missed the session, guys, please do take a note. Please do visit that session and get the full explanation, line by line explanation of this poem. That is very, very important. Okay, so here we are going to talk about the summary. All right, I mean summary, we are going to do the entire mapping of the poem first, right? And then we are going to also talk about very, very, very important question and answers from this particular poem. So this session is going to be super important. Plus we are going to also talk about the poetic devices, all of them, right? So please concentrate on this session and please stay tuned throughout the session. All right, so let's begin with our word of the day. So first of all, guys, thank you so much for your lovely comments, and this word I have taken from your comments. It's scrumptious. Thank you so much. Suggested by Shreyas Damle. Thank you so much, Shreyas, for suggesting, and many of you have actually suggested so many words. From there I could pick only one, so don't worry, I would be picking yours very soon. So please keep on suggesting your word. Today also, please do suggest your word in the comment section so that I can pick your word next. Okay. So scrumptious is, yes, extremely tasty or delicious. So you can actually use this word in your day-to-day life when you say, wow, what a delicious meal. You can actually say a scrumptious chocolate cake or a scrumptious dinner or a scrumptious meal, right? So this is a word which you can definitely use in your day-to-day vocabulary. Thank you so much, Reyes, for giving us this word. Now moving ahead with a wonderful quote. First of all, guys, of course this poem is written by Henry Bunner, and we have already seen in the last session that we have already read about this poet. He was a poet, American poet. He was an American poet, novelist, and journalist, and his verse and fiction is primarily depicts the scenes of New York, scenes and people of New York City, and his works are often influenced by Guy de Maupassant, who is another very eminent author. Okay, so now we will be moving ahead with the session, and I would begin with a very, very, very important quote and very significant, especially in our lives, in the contemporary lives. We all know that we are struggling right now amidst this surge of pandemic. We are struggling for oxygen, and we know very well that plants provide us with oxygen, right? So it is so very important to plant trees. So studying this particular poem in this time is so very significant, not just studying but also inculcating the thoughts, the values that the poet has talked about in this poem, right? And applying them in our lives also. So how many of you have gone ahead and planted trees? Give me a quick high five in the chat box. And before beginning the session, please do again write in the chat box hashtag plant more trees. Okay, love nature. Because if you love nature, you would get back that same love. And if you exploit nature, you can see what is happening all around you, right? So this is a warning for all of us. We need to plant trees. We need to take care of our Mother Earth, right? So moving ahead, this is a beautiful quote and very significant for today's life. For a better tomorrow, plant more trees and make this planet a better place to live in. Okay, so please do write in the chat box, love nature and plant trees, right? Okay, please do write in the chat box, and not just write, also go ahead and plant trees. And if you have trees or plants already planted in your home, please do take care of that. Okay, so this is something which is very, very important, especially in the recent times. We all know, right? Trees are the only living beings which can actually give us oxygen, right? So that is the importance of planting trees. Okay, so moving ahead. Now we will start with the critical analysis, and I'm going to show you the mapping of the poem, so that while seeing the map of the poem, you will have a complete, 1 minute revision. Okay, 1 minute or 2 minute revision of the entire poem. Isn't that amazing, guys? So give me a quick high five in the chat box. Show me some excitement. How excited are you people to look at the mapping of the poem, which is going to give you the complete poem in just few minutes? Come on, give me a quick yes in the chat box. Those of you who are super, super, super excited to look at the map. I'll go full screen so that the entire map is visible to you. Okay, so let me go full screen first. I hope I am full screen. Okay, first of all, before showing you the map, first of all, a few points to remember. The poem has 9 lines, and the rhyming pattern for each of the stanzas is uneven. It can be indicated as this is the rhyming pattern. Okay, A B A B B C C A A. This is the rhyming pattern. Please take a note of this. And it comprises of 3 stanzas, 9 lines each. So these are some of the technicalities of the poem, and now we will go to the mapping. So this is the mapping, guys. You can see very well the entire poem in just one slide. So just quick 1 or 2 minutes revision, guys. Okay. Background published in 1912. Simple theme and simple structure. We have already seen that. Glorifying the act of planting trees. The poet asks the same question and answers himself. And what was that technique? It was, remember in the first session I told you the technique's name was hypophora, right? Okay, now stanza 1. A friend of sun and sky. The tree needs sunlight and air to survive. And what does it do? It absorbs the heat and saves the earth. And that is how it is the friend of the sun and the sky, right? And then the poet compares the leafy branches to the flag, to a flag, right? And then it also brings heaven near us. Why? Because it is a home for sweet singing birds, and in the high sky, and the bird which is chirping the melodious tune is compared to heaven's own tunes, and therefore it brings heaven anigh. So trees bring heaven anigh, that is heaven near us. Okay, stanza 2 is it provides cool shade bringing rainfall. Okay, a tree will produce seed and bud in future, and today's single tree may turn into a forest someday, so it is going to contribute to the forest heritage. Trees also make plains green and beautiful, and therefore it is referred to as the glory of the plain. Planting a tree today would bear fruits in the coming age, so the future generation would also reap its benefits. Third stanza is planter shows love and loyalty for its earth, that is, whoever is planting the tree, he has definitely sense of civic duty, and planters directly or indirectly contributes to the nation's growth. So one who plants a tree has also a large heart. He is thinking about the entire nation's growth. When a tree is planted, it sets in motion the progress of nation from sea to sea. That is also very important. That is uh, uh, it is talking about the growth of the entire nation, not just your own nation or your own country. It is talking about the growth of the entire planet earth. So that is something which is very, very important. Now coming to the themes, guys, it is definitely talking about the usefulness of trees and the importance of planting trees by emphasizing the heart of the tree. So what kind of heart does a tree have? It has a very big heart, magnanimous heart, right? And not just the trees, the heart of the man who is planting a tree has also been glorified, right? So definitely appreciation of natural beauty, responsibility towards future generation. And in whose shoulders are the responsibilities right now? It is in the shoulders of you and me. All of us together can make earth a better living place. And duties to fellow men and nation. Who would be following these duties? The man who is going to plant the tree. He is going to hold in the hollow of his land the progress of the entire nation. So he is very powerful, right? So that is something which is very, very important for us to understand. So coming back, guys, I hope you people have understood the entire poem in just one glance, and I think this is going to be helpful for the rest of the sessions. So if you enjoyed it, guys, don't forget to hit the like button, and do let me know, was this helpful, guys? Please do let me know in the chat box. Was this map very helpful in understanding? Have you created a mind map after seeing this map? Okay, so you will now never forget, right? So keep this handy, guys. This is going to be very, very helpful for you also in the upcoming exams, while you study for the last minute, while you prepare for the last minute. Okay, guys? So guys, if you are enjoying the sessions, you can definitely join us and gain 100% knowledge and 100% marks. You can have unlimited live classes, and each live class would have high level quiz question. No more waiting for mentee quiz questions to happen, because every session is going to have quiz questions. Plus, you would be competing with the students throughout the world. You get a lot of exposure. Even the replays that you watch are very, very interactive, because they are also going to have live quiz and leaderboards, right? Plus, you can download the content at the end of each session, which would also contain the handwritten notes of the master teacher. Plus, your doubts are going to be solved then and there in the class with assignments, quality tests. Micro courses are absolutely free. Crash courses are absolutely free. Okay, so all this you will get at a lesser price. What you need to do is just visit the link in the description box and pin comment, and you would get all the subjects: maths, physics, chemistry, English, SST. Alright, and coupon code is SWRE Pro. That is the coupon code which is going to give you the discount. You would have live interactive classes, test series and analysis, notes and study material, doubt solving during the class. Now look at this, guys. The first plan is light. Okay, light would give you this is the amount for light, and you could try this. Apply the coupon code. Don't forget that the coupon code is SWRE Pro. Okay, and this is the value, this is the price for a month. Okay, you can try this for even a month. Next we have the next we will have, see, you can see you can get 10% off by applying the coupon code. Here you will have to apply the coupon code, right? Next we will have the classic. In classic there's a special feature, that is doubt solving on mobile app. Okay, and here you have to apply the coupon code. See, after applying the coupon code, what is the price? This is the price after applying the coupon code. You got again 10% discount over here, right? And again there is another plan called Plus, where you have personal mentor. So that is something which is again super amazing, right? After applying the coupon code, what is the price? This is the price after applying the coupon code. Okay, so you again got a 10% discount, right? So guys, purchase Pro. You can have any plan, light, classic, or plus. Okay, so unlimited micro courses you will have, right? And all of this micro courses, etc., these are all free. You do not have to pay any extra amount. All right, guys, these are the batch starting dates. CBSE, ICSE, Maharashtra Board, JEE, NEET, all the batch starting dates have been mentioned. Okay, now resuming the session, guys, let's do the poetic devices. Now the first stanza, we have already done the poetic devices in the previous session, with just a recapitulation of that. Personification, guys, a friend of sun and sky. The tree has been called a friend of sun and sky. Metaphor. Okay, metaphor is what? When you compare, when you have implicit comparison, indirect comparison. Okay, the flag of breeze. The flag of breeze is free, and the shaft of beauty towering high. Okay, so flag of breeze is shaft of beauty. So here the tree is compared with a flag. The pole of the tree flag is compared with the branch of the tree. The the leaves of the trees compared with the the leaves swaying in the breeze is compared with the flag swaying majestically, right? So that is an implicit comparison metaphor. And then we have alliteration. Okay, plant. Okay, heaven, harmony, we have already done this. Alliteration is when we have the consonant sound repeated at the beginning of the syllable. All right, next we have transferred epithet. Okay, transferred epithet I already talked about in the previous session also. Happy twilight heard. Here also we have alliteration, h. Okay, happy, hushed, happy, heard. So here also we have alliteration, and we also have transferred epithet in happy twilight. All right, the twilight is not happy, the poet is happy, and the atmosphere is happy, right? So twilight, happy has been transferred from a different noun to twilight. So that is what is a transferred epithet. Metonymy, he plants a home to heaven and I, the treble of heaven's harmony. These two are the examples of metonymy. ठीक है? Heaven and this one, the treble of heaven's harmony, right? Then we have synecdoche, metonymy. Okay, we have more examples of metonymy. Cool shade, tender rain. These are metonymies for tree. For in place of in place of trees. Okay, what are we mentioning? We are mentioning cool shade for tree. Okay, rain, tender rain for tree. ठीक है? So that is also an example of metonymy. Then we have synecdoche. Eyes here means the child. So part for a whole. That's the example of synecdoche. Okay, a part of body representing the whole, right? Synecdoche is also a class of metonymy. Basically, there is not much difference between both of them. All right, guys. Now another poetic device is circumlocution, which I have already mentioned in the previous session, and I also asked you to find out its meaning. Okay, so days to be, for future, unborn eyes. These are next. These are used for the next generation, right? These are the examples of circumlocution. Now, can you tell me what is the meaning of circumlocution? Please do answer me in the chat box, because I told you I remember to find it out. How many of you have found it out? How many of you have found it out? Come on, guys, give me the answer in the chat box, please. Come on, come on, come on, everyone. Please write in the chat box what have you understood by circumlocution. Remember, I told you I gave you one homework to find out its meaning. No? Okay. So, guys, circumlocution is talking in circles. Basically, the name itself is suggestive of that idea. Talking in circles. That is not saying it exactly what you want to say, but you are talking in a roundabout manner, in a circular manner. For example, you want to say next generation. Instead of saying next generation, you are not directly saying next generation. What are you saying? Days to be. Sorry, unborn eyes. Okay, unborn eyes. Then when you want to say future, you're not directly saying future. You're talking in circles, saying days to be. Right? So these are the examples of circumlocution. Have you understood, guys? Give me a quick high five in the chat box if you have understood. Okay, this is a very common literary device, okay, which is very, very important for you people. So please do let me know if you have understood. Okay, and then another, metonymy and synecdoche. He plants in sap and wood and leaf. This is basically, see over here, and is repeated. So this is basically polysyndeton. Also we have metonymy. He plants in sap, leaf and wood. Again, we are talking about the part for whole. Okay, so that is metonymy and synecdoche. And when we are repeating the conjunction and, that is polysyndeton. What is a polysyndeton? When we have repeated conjunctions. Okay, when the conjunction is repeated. Too many use, poly is too many. Okay, so when we have too many use of too many use of conjunctions, then that is polysyndeton. When we do not have any conjunction, that is asyndeton. Okay, guys, chalo. Now we will start with the question and answers, and I want all of you to be very, very, very active. Okay, very, very, very active. Give me a quick thumbs up, guys. Are you ready for the question and answer session? Q&A session, guys. Come on, give me a quick thumbs up in the chat box. You have to be very active. You have to answer each and every question. Okay? Question and answer session, guys. Please give me a thumbs up. Show me some excitement that you are ready to answer in the chat box. Let's see how well you are prepared with the chapter, with this poem. Okay, so the very first question, which is going to come for 3 marks, this is the extract, guys. You need to read this extract first. Okay, this is from the very first stanza, right? Yes, this is the very first stanza. The question is, what is twilight? Remember, I gave you the vocabulary in the previous class, and I told you that please don't ignore the vocabulary. So here it would work, okay? And why is it a happy twilight? Now, when you are answering this question, Happy Twilight, please do mention that the poet has used what? You already know that the poet has used the figure of speech transferred epithet. You already know this. But when there is a question such as, I mean, there is this kind of question asked to you, you forget to mention. Please don't forget to mention what the poetic device that you know. Okay, so please mention first that the poet has used a transferred epithet in Happy Twilight. Okay, and then in what ways is the poem relevant in our times? This is something which is very, very important. So let us see how we can answer this question. Now, first question, guys, what is twilight? Please do give me the answer in the chat box. Please do mention the answer. What is a twilight? What do you mean by twilight, and why is it a happy twilight? Very, very simple. Look at the poem, you will get it. Come on. Okay, so twilight is the faint light at the end of the day after the sun has gone down. So it is the time period just when the sun is setting. Okay, between afternoon and evening, that period is twilight. Okay, now it is a happy twilight. So first you mentioned that there is a transferred epithet used. Now, what is transferred epithet? How can you say that there is a transferred epithet? You can also say that the adjective happy. This is the epithet. Epithet means what? The adjective. Okay. Now this adjective happy has been transferred from a noun or a pronoun, from a different noun or a pronoun to another noun or a pronoun. Now here it has been transferred to the noun twilight. Twilight is not happy. The readers are happy. The poet is happy who is seeing this very scene of mother bird singing to the young ones, who is hearing this, who is experiencing this. That person is happy, right? So it has been transferred from that person to twilight, to another noun which is twilight. Okay, so please mention this and please explain this. Please explain this. Okay, and then you say that it is a happy twilight because the mother coon sings to her young ones with soft and gentle voice, and the treble, high pitched tone is the treble, okay, which is mentioned as the treble in your poem, adds to the pleasant harmony of nature. Okay, and it is the heavenly music. It leads to the creation of a heavenly music. Okay, so this is why the atmosphere becomes happy, and that is why it is a happy twilight. Okay, so most of you would definitely give this answer, but 90% of you students would not explain the transferred epithet. So guys, how can you make your answer different from the rest? When you mention this, your answer is automatically becoming different from the rest. Okay, so this is how should the approach of answering the question be. Okay, please mention. You know that there is a transferred epithet, but you forget to mention. So please mention this so that the examiner is also convinced that, okay, wow, you know this, very good, okay, with the correct explanation. So automatically it will create a good impression in front of the examiner, and you tend to score good marks, better marks than the other student who has not mentioned this. All right, guys, moving ahead. Next question. In what ways is the poem relevant in our times? Now, definitely, when we are living at an age of what? We are living at an age of high modernization. Okay, we are living at an age of industrialization. Okay, so what is happening is, as a result, we are going away from nature. Okay, what else we are doing? We are exploiting nature. You can also use a wonderful quote that is, nature has enough to fulfill our needs, but not our greed. Right, you can use this quote. This will add to your answer, it will enrich your answer. And when you say this, you also start saying that we are becoming greedy. What are we doing? We are indiscriminately cutting for we are indiscriminately destroying forests, we are felling trees in order to make room for building houses, roads and bridges, right? So that is how we are speaking about the high modernization. And with the coming of the industrialization, we have been separated from nature, from mother nature. We have gone away, far away from the lap of nature. So as a result, what is happening when you're saying nature has enough to fulfill our needs but not to breed, not our breed? So exploiting nature, by exploiting nature, when we are exploiting nature, we are also getting the same thing in return. So mother nature's fury, what we are receiving is mother nature's fury. What is happening as a result? Air temperature is increasing. So what do we have now? Global warming. That is the result of spoiling the nature, destroying the trees, cutting down the trees, felling trees. And threat to the environment, and threat to the environment has threat to the environment is definitely impacting. So it has an adverse impact. Okay, adverse impact on human beings. And that is exactly what we are seeing in today's time of, you can also mention the pandemic era, why we have reached to such a state where human beings are, being destroyed, human beings are losing their lives, right? So somehow it is related to the cycle of the vicious cycle of karma, right? What is that? Of course, when we are destroying nature, that is, automatically impacting our lives, right? So deforestation and adverse ecological effects. So that is how you should answer this question, right? So these points, if you mention, guys, you are definitely going to have better marks and you're going to impress the examiner. So did you guys understand how to approach this answer? Most of you will write just this point, this answer. But how, what I have mentioned here is going to make the answer that you are going to write a very, unique, and it you would answer would stand out from the rest. So please try and utilize these points which I am giving you. Okay, so give me a quick thumbs up in the chat box if you have understood the approach to write the answer. Okay, guys. So this is definitely going to give you better marks. You would be able to perform better. Okay. Next question is going to be for 4 marks. Let's see what the question is. This is the paragraph. I think this is the second paragraph. Yes, the second stanza. How do the trees provide for the harvest of the following years? Sorry. And what do the expression unborn eyes indicate? What will they see? Why will they rejoice? So first, let us talk about the first question. How do the trees provide for the harvest of the following years? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Harvest of the following years. Let's see. I think most of you have already answered in the chat box. So let us see. Please match your answer. Trees are source of hundreds of useful things. Okay, they provide us with fruit, medicine. They provide us for material for building houses. Okay, they provide us material for clothing. In fact, our survival depends on them. They also provide us with oxygen. Okay, don't write O2, please write oxygen. This is just I have written for saving your time. Okay. Now, the benefit that trees that come from trees we plant now is the harvest of the following year. So this is that, which means that our future generation would reap the benefits of, sorry, planting trees. Okay, and you can also mention that the trees that we have planted, maybe it can die, but it would give the its seeds would give rise to new plants, so it would remain forever, providing benefit to our future generation. All right, so this is how it's going to be the harvest of the following years. So the future generation would reap the harvest of planting the trees. What is the harvest, guys? Harvest is that the planting of trees, right? And who is going to reap its harvest? Who is going to benefit? Who is going to get the fruits? Not just the present, but also our future generation. Clear, guys? Chalo. Next, let us see. What do the expression unborn eyes indicate? What will they see? Why will they rejoice? Now, please mention in the chat box. I told you there is a poetic device over here, unborn eyes. So whenever you see any question where you can find a poetic device, try to mention that explaining the poetic device, because see, the poetic device has also got a purpose, right? So please do mention in the chat box what is the poetic device used here. The expression unborn eyes is used for the children yet to be born. So you can understand already. I told you that there is a poetic device called circumlocution, right? So when you're saying that it is used for the children yet to be born, you also mentioned that the poetic device used here is circumlocution. Okay. Now, if we plant trees now, the children will be happy to see the beautiful trees. So they would get maybe they would get greenery around them, right? So they would rejoice the greenery around them. They would be in the lap of nature and they would get fresh air, okay, oxygen, unlimited supply of oxygen, right? And also trees do provide us with so many benefits, right? So trees not only look beautiful but also provide us with shade, rain, fruit, flowers, medicines, and so many other things. Purifies air and it leads to the ecological, it maintains the ecological balance. All right, and definitely it is doing something which is good for the society, civic good, okay, and definitely leads to the prosperity of the nation, prosperity of the entire earth, okay, not just one nation but from sea to sea, right? So the entire earth. So who is going to see that? That would be seen by our next generation, okay, not just we will enjoy the fruits, we would enjoy the fruits of our harvest, but it's also the next generation. All right, guys, so now it's time for your homework question. I hope this session was helpful. Please do let me know in the comment section how did you find the session, and also don't forget to mention the word of the day because we would be taking your word in for the next session. Okay, guys. So now let me know. Do you agree with the poet that a nation's growth depends upon the wealth of trees? Why or why not? Please do mention the answer in the comment section. Don't forget it. Okay, we will be taking up your comments for the next session. So please don't forget to do so. Thank you guys. Take care everyone. And don't forget to visit the link in the description box. Also don't forget to hit the like button. Share the video amongst your friends. And subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, you know that I'm going to teach in this channel only right now. So please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Okay? Take care everyone. Bye-bye. See you very soon.